What is an ideal weight for a sow to breed? That's a great question. What we're looking for whenever we're deciding on sows to breed, typically we will let those gilts, and keep in mind that a female pig that has never been bred is a gilt, a female pig that has had a litter is a sow. So what we're looking for on those gilts, those first time bred pigs, we're looking for them to go into heat. We're looking for a heat cycle. We're observing their behavior and we're watching for them to come into heat. Typically, in our experience with our breeds, that is around the 7th to 8th month period. Once we see them come into heat one cycle, then we will start marching out their time, and keep in mind that gilts will come into heat every 21 days or every 3 weeks. We'll come into heat, we'll watch, and in 3 weeks, if they come back into heat, in other words, they've settled into a regular schedule. That's what we're looking for. Once those gilts settle into a very consistent 3-week schedule, and sometimes we'll have to watch them, for 9, 12 weeks. Once they come into a consistent 3-week schedule, then we'll do the breeding. They're typically they're a little bit small then, but there's some school of thought out there that if you breed some of those animals younger, that they will have bigger, more successful litters as they get older. In other words, breed them early, and then they're going to do better for the life of the pig. In our experience, that does seem to work. Typically, those first litters will be 7, 8, 9 piglets, and then as that pig gets a little older, gets a little bigger, has a little more experience in the mothering world, they'll have bigger litters, 12, 13, 14. We've got a superstar out here right now. She consistently has litters of 15 piglets at a time. So it's not so much size as it is age. Then as that pig gets older, they're going to get bigger. Their bone structure is going to continue to grow until they max out, and then you're not going to have any problem breeding. One thing that we have talked about, and this may be a question later on, is condition. You don't want your gilts or your sows to be too fat. You don't want them to be too skinny. You want them to be in a good, solid condition. If you can count the ribs on them, they're too skinny. If they're just blubbery, you can tell a blubbery pig, one that's just overly fat. They're going to have trouble conceiving, and they're also going to have trouble giving birth. So in order to keep those gilts and sows in good condition, we feed a ration of 5 pounds per pig per day to open and gestating or pregnant females. And then we feed 15 pounds per pig per day to those females that are lactating. In other words, they have piglets on them that are nursing, because those piglets, they will draw those mamas down quick, fast, and in a hurry, especially as those piglets get closer to weaning age. A 3-day-old piglet that weighs 4 or 5 pounds is going to eat less off of its mom than a 7-week-old piglet that's weighing 20 and 25 pounds. So keep in mind, you want to keep your pigs in good condition, not so much size and weight as it is age. Once they reach that heat cycle and they're in a consistent heat cycle, they're typically good to go.